Welcome to the deep dive. We're plunging into some fascinating topics as always and pulling out the key bits of knowledge for you. Today, it's something really close to the heart for a lot of us. How we can creatively honor and remember our pets, the unique joy they bring. Our mission here is to explore some truly heartfelt ways, find methods to capture their spirit, those memories we cherish. Whether they're still with us, maybe chasing squirrels right now, or if they've crossed the rainbow bridge. Our main source for this deep dive is an article called Paws and Memories, Unique Ideas for Crafting a Pet Portrait That Lasts. It's by Oliver Remington. And we're going to distill some surprising facts, maybe, and definitely some practical tips from it. The goal is to help you create something really personal, something that lasts.
Yeah, and it's fascinating, isn't it, how much this topic resonates with people. It really taps into that deep human need to keep memories alive, keep them tangible,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the animals that share our lives so closely. And these ideas, they're not just about hanging a photo on the wall. They're, they're about finding really profound ways to sort of eternalize their unique presence, right? To capture their essence in a way that feels right for you.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. The first big idea the article brings up is something called a virtual memory board. The source actually calls it a digital hug, which is quite evocative. But I'm wondering what makes this different from just, a folder of photos on your computer? What's the real innovation here?
That's a good question. Think of it less like a static album and more like a dynamic, living, digital scrapbook. It keeps evolving. It's designed specifically to combine photos, sure, but also video clips, little snippets of sound, even digital versions of mementos. Like you could scan that favorite completely chewed up tennis ball,
Yeah.
or a photo of the feather wand they loved. And the source really encourages, including clips of those really quirky habits.
Oh, like what?
Well, maybe your dog always steals one specific type of sock.
Oh,
Or your
yeah.
cat has that funny little Miro sound when they talk back to you, things like that. And there are platforms, a life portrait is mentioned, where you can create these password-protected pages. And here's a key part. Friends and family can actually contribute their own photos, their stories. It builds this collective tribute.
So it becomes collaborative.
Exactly. And that
Oh.
shared authorship, that's really powerful. It can really help with healing, and it reinforces that community that formed around the pet. It turns remembering into more of a shared celebration.
That makes sense.
And a practical tip they give is maybe organize it by themes, like adventures outdoors or maybe naptime chronicles. And definitely add captions, so Luna's victory lap after stealing my sandwich actually makes sense years down the line.
Right, context is key. Okay, so that collaborative digital space is really interesting. Then the article shifts gears a bit to something really imaginative, a day in the life story. This one got me thinking. Picturing your pet actually narrating their own day, what kind of perspective shift does that give you? What insights can you capture that way?
It really taps into, well, narrative power, but also empathy, right, and imagination. The source gives this great little example. I, Sir Whiskers, begin my morning by inspecting the sunbeam territory on the couch.
Huh, I can picture that.
Then demand my human opens the treat vault. It's all about channeling their personality, their perceived world, the little details of their routine that maybe we don't even notice anymore. And then you pair that story, that narrative, with photos or even little sketches of those moments, their breakfast bowl, their favorite spot on the windowsill. It creates something that feels really alive, like you captured their actual voice.
That's lovely. Any tips on doing that well?
Yeah, the article suggests keeping it relatively short, maybe 500 to 800 words.
Yeah.
You don't need a novel. Focus on vivid details, like the specific jingle their collar makes, or that signature head tilt they do when they're curious or confused. And here's a really good suggestion. Read it aloud. Hearing it helps you catch if it really sounds like them, if it captures their charm.
Reading it aloud, good tip. Okay, so we've got the digital realm covered and the narrative voice. But what about something truly, tangible, something you can actually touch? The article talks about pawprint art. It calls it a way to bridge memory and touch.
Yes, and it's incredibly powerful, that tactile connection. The basic idea is using non-toxic, pet-safe ink
Yeah.
that's crucial to get their print.
Right.
On paper, maybe canvas, or you could even do it on a ceramic tile, make a little stepping stone for the garden.
Yeah.
And once you have that print, you can frame it simply with their name, maybe a little quote like, loyal friend, endless love, something meaningful. But what's also really interesting is the idea of digitizing the paw print.
Digitizing it? How?
Well, you scan it or take a high-res photo, and that opens up other possibilities, like custom jewelry, Imagine a pendant with a unique little paw mark.
Oh, that's neat.
Or you could integrate that digital paw print into a virtual portrait,
Mm.
maybe on that life portrait platform we mentioned. And for pets who've passed on, this kind of art really becomes, as the article says, a bridge between memory and touch. That physical connection, holding something they touched, it activates memory in a different way. It's almost like muscle memory, that feeling of petting them. It provides a different kind of comfort.
That makes a lot of sense. Any practical advice for actually getting the print? I imagine that could be tricky.
Ah, yes. Definitely practice first. On scrap paper. Get the feel for it, how much pressure to use. Gentle pressure is key. And they share this really clever trick, especially for wiggly pets.
Oh, I need to hear this.
Spread a little peanut butter or something else they love on a plate. Put it down for them to lick. While they're distracted, you quickly and gently press their paw onto the ink pad and then onto the paper or tile.
The peanut butter trick. That is brilliant. Utterly practical. I can just picture the scene, the slight chaos.
Exactly. And the article kind of touches on that too, that ingenuity, the lengths we go to, and sometimes those slightly chaotic moments, the process of trying to capture the memory, become cherished memories themselves, right? It's not just the final product.
Absolutely. Cherishing the process. I like that. Okay, so images, stories, tangible prints. But sometimes you just need to see them move or hear that funny little sound they make. That leads perfectly into the next idea. Video clips of quirky habits.
Yes, video clips are invaluable. They capture motion, sound, personality in a way static images just can't. The source mentions things like maybe your rabbit does that dramatic flop after zooming around.
Oh yeah, the flop.
Or a parrot's sassy chatter when it wants something, those unique little mannerisms. The suggestion is to compile these short clips, maybe into just a 1 or 2 minute montage. You could add some soft background music, maybe even a little voiceover, explaining why that habit was so endearing.
And how would you use that montage?
Well, for a pet who's still with you, you can share it on a living portrait page, sort of celebrating them right now. And for a pet who's passed, these videos become this heartwarming loop of their spirit.
Yeah.
A really vibrant, moving reminder.
A loop of their spirit. That's beautiful. Any tech tips?
Keep it simple. Use free tools like iMovie or CapCut just to trim the clips, maybe add simple transitions. And a really smart tip, always save the raw, unedited footage separately, just in case. You always have the original moments then. Good advice. Save the raw footage. Okay, so we have all these different approaches, virtual boards, stories, paw prints, videos. Does the article suggest we have to pick just one? Or can we weave them together?
No, definitely not pick one. The article strongly suggests combining them for what it calls hybrid portraits, blending the old and the new, the digital and the tangible.
Hybrid portraits. Okay, how does that work? How does combining them make the tribute, well, better?
It just creates a much richer experience, doesn't it? More dimensions. Each element adds a different layer, sensory, emotional. So the source gives this great example. You could have your virtual memory board, right?
Yeah.
And within that, you embed the video clips, you link out to the day-in-the-life story you wrote, and maybe you even display the digitized paw print art as a digital overlay on some photos.
Ah, I see. Integrating everything.
Exactly. Or another idea, print a nice canvas with their photo and maybe the paw print, but then add a little QR code in the corner.
A QR code. Leading where? Leading directly to that video montage you made. So someone looking at the physical picture can instantly access the moving memories, too.
Wow, that's clever. Bridging the physical and digital like that.
Yeah, these hybrid approaches offer amazing flexibility and depth. You get to honor your pet in multiple ways, all connected. And again, platforms like a life portrait are mentioned as being designed to help integrate all these different pieces into one cohesive online space.
Makes sense. Any specific tips for these hybrid projects?
2 key ones. Always test your QR codes. Make sure they link correctly before you finalize anything.
Good point. Nothing worse than a dead link.
Right. And for any physical components like prints or canvases, use archival quality materials. You want them to last, not fade in a few years.
Archival quality. Got it. So these hybrid ideas really pull everything together. As we kind of wrap up these specific techniques, what's the bigger picture? What's the main takeaway philosophy from Oliver Remington here?
It really boils down to one core message, which the article labels make it personal.
Make it personal.
Yeah. It's not about following some generic template. It's about drilling down into what made your pet absolutely unique, one of a kind. Whether that's focusing on a photo of their most destroyed toy, or telling that story in their specific voice, or capturing that weird little quirk on video. That personal touch is what transforms it. It can shift the focus from grief, if they've passed, towards a real celebration, blending the joy and the memory.
Yeah, focusing on their uniqueness. And that connects to the idea of involving other people too, right? How does that enhance the memory?
It's so important because, our pets don't just impact us, they touch the lives of our friends or family.
Hmm.
So inviting them to add their own memories, a photo, a short story, maybe a video clip they caught, to something like a virtual memory board, it makes it a shared creation, a shared labor of love. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes this beautiful testament to the whole community that loved that animal, reinforcing how much impact they really had.
That's a lovely thought, a shared tribute.
And that leads nicely into the third, really crucial takeaway from the article. Start now.
Start now, even if the pet is young and healthy.
Especially then. For living pets, gathering these photos, these little video clips, jotting down notes about funny things they do today, it's so much easier than trying to dredge up those specific details years later from memory alone. It ensures you capture those spontaneous, precious moments as they happen, so nothing gets lost to time.
That's really practical advice. Don't wait.
Uh,
Okay, so this deep dive has really shown us, I think, that creating a pet portrait in whatever form is way more than just, saving some pictures. It's really about actively celebrating that incredible bond, a bond that honestly never really fades. Whether you choose a framed paw print or you write that story of their day or make a little film of their silliest habits, these ideas help keep their spirit close, keep them feeling alive in our hearts.
Absolutely. And it really encourages you, the listener, to pause and think. Which of these approaches truly resonates with your specific relationship with your pet? Brings up that question, doesn't it? What's the one unique habit, the one defining detail that just screams your pet's personality? And how can you capture that essence in a way that feels lasting and meaningful to you?
That's a powerful question to reflect on. So, maybe the final thought to leave everyone with is this. In a world that's always rushing forward, what small thing, tangible or digital, capturing your pet's unique joy can you create today? Something that will keep bringing you that warmth, that connection years from now. Something to remind you that, well, that love truly lasts.